Good. I wonder.
It's my first time on HOA. Look at
You are correct. That's it, I think. I can do it. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Oh, most definitely. Okay. Where is? Yeah, sure. She's like, how are you? Welcome. Are you sitting there or are you sitting here?
Well, we put my sign there.
Okay. All right.
Whoever's in charge told me that.
Good, that's fine. And we will, it's not me.
We got shuffle it.
There you go. Where is Miss Cheryl? Miss Cheryl? She was in the public. She's what? What is?
Do we need to sign up straight though?
Yes. If you like, you have 1 minute.
I'm not gonna talk.
Oh. I appreciate you wanting to get the right. This box? I don't know where she is, but I guess we have a quorum, so we can go for people.
I don't know what they were doing outside.
Okay. Apologize for the delay. And Chief's not in here, huh? Okay. I hear him. All right, with that, welcome meeting to the regular meeting for May 13th, 2025 at 6 p.m. for City Council. We appreciate you being here. If you wouldn't mind, please making sure your phones are on vibrate or off so that we are not disturbed. That would be most appreciated. And we do have a quorum here. We are missing Councilman Olson, and I believe Ms. Fox is in the building, but she's not here at this time. And Chief just walked in. So with that, we'll begin with the invocation given by Mr. Standons. If you please rise.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this evening. We thank you, Lord, that in Psalms 127:1, you said, unless the Lord builds the house, the laborers build it in vain. So I thank you tonight, Father, that we admit that we need your help, Father, in city government. I thank you, Father, that the advice and the things that we learn from your word, Father, will help us do what is right, just, and fair for all the citizens of Montgomery. And we thank you for that. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. We get the Pledge of Allegiance to the United States flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Sorry, you're all right. All right, this box is down here. Okay, it is 6:04. So before we get started, we have a couple of things that we would like to, housekeeping things that we would like to do. Mr.
Mike's still out there too.
David Clements is in the building. Mr. Clements, if you would please come to the podium and let us know what you're doing this evening.
I've already done it.
Well, let us know what you did.
David Clements is my name, and I got invited by the mayor, and she helped me present to your officers a book that one of our sponsors, I run a nonprofit called Raising a Hand, niece. And for the last 20 years, we've been doing everything that we can do to raise money and awareness for this disorder. If I am a resident of Montgomery County, not in the city, but we did golf tournaments, we did concerts, and then we decided that we could maybe have a little bit better luck if we expanded nationwide, and we put together this coffee table book. I'm a freelance photographer, and I've taken a lot of pictures of people like Willie Nelson, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, George Strait. So we did a book called Raising a Hand, because where I grew up, if you were raising a hand, you were raising a hand to help somebody. So we did a first book, sold about 10,000 copies of it. We did a second book, sold almost 4,000 copies, but we decided that things are better than free, so we did a third book, and that's the one I'm holding here. And we had some sponsors that said, listen, I already have a book, but I would like to pay it forward to the people that we'd like to thank collectively, including the military, hospitals, libraries, first responders, police, rep families that are brand new rep families. So Chief, back here, I presented to each of your officers a copy of Volume 3 of Raising a Hand. I have a copy for you, and I have a copy for the other officers that are on duty tonight. And the mayor helped us arrange that. And Mayor, thank you for doing that. And I'm not interested in anything public related to this. This is all a passionate endeavor for me that is not self-centered. But Mayor, I mean, I would love to get in your pocketbook.
Thank you, Mr. Combs, we appreciate you. All right. Next up, I would like to acknowledge Ms. Cheryl Fox's birthday today. Happy birthday. We're having cake and refreshments afterwards, if you would please stay. We almost have all of the candles lit, so so I would like to share that with you. And then, because this is our first meeting of May, the first week of this month is Municipal Clerks Week, and we would like to acknowledge our municipal clerks and thank them. Thank you for all of your work in making Montgomery great. I think we're really on a positive and strong path, and we want to make sure we keep it that way, and it's due to all of the people that work for the city. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
I did not receive any other forms, is that correct, Mr. Evans? Okay, so with that, then we move on to the consent agenda. Item number 4 on your agenda. Consideration and possible action on the City Council regular meeting minutes of March 25th, 2025. And item number 5, consideration and possible action on the City Council special meeting minutes of April 7th, 2025. Council, would you like to take these individually or together? What is your pleasure? Together. All right.
No, we need to move number 4 and let Ruby tell us
I
what
need
is going
to
on.
make an amendment to item number 4, so we can vote on the consent, please.
I'm sorry, I didn't. You make an amendment to 4 or 5?
Number 4.
Number 4.
Okay, so then we need to approve number 5? Okay. I will entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve the City Council special meeting minutes of April the 7th, 2025.
Motion by Ms. Langley. Second by Mr. Donaldson, that we approve the City Council special meeting minutes of April 7th, 2025. This motion is debatable, amendable, requires a majority vote. It's open for discussion. All those in favor of approving the City Council special meeting minutes of April 7th, 2025, say aye. Aye. Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it. The motion carries, and we will accept item number 5 as presented. Item number 4 on your agenda, consideration and possible action on the City Council regular meeting minutes of March 25th, 2025.
Mayor, Council, on item number 12, there is a correction. I have it listed as ordinance 2025-09, and the correction is ordinance 2025-07.
I will entertain a motion with that amendment.
I make a motion, we accept the amendment as read.
Ms. Fox made the motion that we accept item number 12 with the changes to ordinance 2025 to, from 2025-09 to 2020507.
Second.
Second by Mr. Johnson. The motion on the table is to approve item number 4 with the amendment of item number 12 on that meeting, on those meeting minutes, to change the ordinance that states 2025-09. The change would be ordinance 2025-07. This motion is debatable, amendable, it requires majority vote, it's open for discussion. All those in favor of the change, say aye. Aye. Those opposed, say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries. And we will accept forward with the changes of item number 12 and the ordinance numbers. Presentation, item number 6 on your agenda. Presentation of certificate of election to newly elected officials for City Council Place 1, 3, and 5. So,
Mayor, would you like to present these?
absolutely. Thank you. All right, so in place 1, Ms. Carol Lundy was unopposed and hereby elected to council member place 1. Congratulations on your reappointment. Would anybody like to take photos, or are we not doing photos afterwards?
After.
Okay. Number 2, the state at the start of the general election was held, and Ray Stanley Donaldson was unopposed and hereby council member place 5C. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And then on now you're going to type Colvitz? Schlevitz.
Okay.
Because I'm first going to elect to council member place 3. With that, I guess everybody go to the front and take a photo for Ms. Bennett. Congratulations. You got it, right? You want to take a picture with us? Get it. Watch out, Cheryl. And then we'll throw them in.
Where are you going, Mayor?
And then next will be the oath. So, stated. The administration of statement, item number 7 is the administration of statement of officer and oath of office to newly elected officials for City Council Place 1, 3, and 5. So let me pull that up. Is that?
I've given each one of them a statement. If you want to give the
Yeah.
statement, that's fine. Each one of them has been given a copy, if you want to read that to them, and then after that, we have the oath.
You want to raise your right hand and repeat after me? Yes, it is. I, Carol Langley. I, Carol Langley. Do solemnly swear or affirm. Do solemnly swear or affirm. That I have not directly or indirectly paid. That I have not directly or indirectly paid. Offered. Promised to pay. Contributed. Or promised to contribute. Any money or thing of value. Or promised any public office or employment. For the giving or withholding of a vote. At the election at which I was elected. Or as a reward to secure my appointment. Or confirmation. Whichever the case may be. So help me God. Title of position of which is elected is council member place 1. Under penalties of perjury, I declare that I have read the for you. So congratulations. Okay. Good, thank you.
Here's the Where's Langley?
That's not the...
Not that you have to take the oath.
Take the statement.
For sure, not the statement. All right, next up. Next up is Stan, who's going to play. No, you're right, it's place 3. Sorry, okay. So raise your right hand. I, Thomas Shuttleworth,
I, Thomas Schlevitt,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear
or affirm
or affirm
that I have not directly or indirectly paid,
that I have not directly or indirectly paid,
offered, promised to pay, contributed or promised
contributed or promised
to contribute any money or thing of value,
to contribute any money or thing of value,
or promised any public office or employment
or promised any public office or employment
for the giving or withholding of a vote
for the giving or withholding of a vote
at the election at which I was elected,
at the election at which I was elected,
or as a reward to secure my appointment
or as an award to secure my appointment
or confirmation,
or confirmation,
whichever the case may be,
whichever the case may be.
so help me God.
So help me God.
All right, you have been appointed and elected to City Council Member Place 3. Congratulations. Mr. Johnson, Place 5. I, Ray Stanley Johnson,
I, Ray Stanley Donaldson,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I have not directly or indirectly paid,
that I have not directly or indirectly paid,
offered, promised to pay,
promised to pay,
contributed or promised to contribute
contributed or promised to contribute
any money or thing of value,
any money or thing of value,
or promised any public office or employment
or promised any public office or appointment
for the giving or withholding of a vote
for the giving or withholding of a vote
at the election at which I was
at
elected,
the election at which I was elected,
or as a reward to secure my appointment
or as a reward to secure my appointment
or confirmation,
or confirmation,
whichever the case may be,
whichever the case may be.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank
City
you.
Council Member. There you go. So you did this. Nicole, you have one. Okay.
Congratulations, Stan.
All right, you do it. So that was the statement of officer, now we're doing the oath of office. So, Ms. Lincoln, you need to take your oath of office.
You can do all those.
Oh, awesome.
I was gonna say, I thought we did it all at once one time when I did it.
Okay. In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas,
In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas,
I, state your name,
I, Ray Stanley Donaldson,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will faithfully execute the duties
that I will faithfully execute the duties
of the office of
of the office of
City Council Member, Place 1, 3, and 5,
City Council Member,
of the state of Texas, and will do the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and the laws of the United States
the Constitution and laws of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Rock on. There you go. Good job. All right, now I got a full slate, that's awesome. Okay.
Yes, you do.
Okay. So that was completing item 6 and 7 on your agenda. Now we're going to go to item number 8 on the agenda. Proclamation by Mayor Sarah Countryman designating the week of May 18th through 24, 2025 as National Public Works Week. So I will present proclamation to Mr. Mike McElroy. Okay, City of Montgomery proclamation for National Public Works Week, May 18th to 24th. People, purpose, and presence. Whereas public works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and to the public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of Montgomery, Texas. And whereas these infrastructure, facilities, and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of public works professionals, both public and private sector, who are employees at all levels of city government, who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our city's transportation, water supply and treatment, wastewater collection and treatment, the public buildings and other structures and facilities essential for our citizens. And whereas in the public interest of the citizens, civic leaders, and children in Montgomery, Texas, to gain knowledge and to maintain a progressive interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public work programs in our community. And whereas the year 2025 marks the 65th Annual National Public Works Week, sponsored by the American Public Works Association, be it now resolved, I, Sarah Countryman, Mayor of the City of Montgomery, do hereby designate the week of May 18th through the 24th of 2025 as National Public Works Week. I urge all citizens to join with representatives of the American Public Works Association and government agencies in activities, events, and ceremonies designed to pay tribute to our public works professionals, engineers, managers, employees, and to recognize the substantial contributions that they make to protecting our city's health, safety, and quality of life. In witness thereof, I do right here proclaim, on behalf of Sarah Country and the City of Montgomery, Public Works Week. Shake my hand, we want to hug, what are we?
Oh, it's screen cracked, I'm sorry.
Thank you so much for being you. All right, regular agenda. Item number 9, consideration of possible action regarding the appointment of Mayor Pro Tem.
I make a motion that we appoint Cheryl Fox as Mayor Pro Tem.
Motion by Mr. Donaldson,
I second the motion.
second by Mr., is there an easier way to say it? Zolitz. Okay.
That's close.
That's easy, okay. Second by Mr. Zolitz. This motion is debatable, amendable, requires majority vote. It's open for discussion. All those in favor of the appointment of Cheryl Fox as Mayor Pro Tem, say aye. Aye. Those opposed, say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries, and Ms. Fox will be the next Mayor Pro Tem. Item number 10 on your agenda. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Consideration and possible action on a resolution calling for a public hearing for May 27th, 2025 at 6 p.m. on an application by Tri-Point Homes to grant an exception to place a manufactured home outside a manufactured home park for the establishment of voter residency by residential occupancy in a temporary manufactured home within the proposed MUD 255 for Tri-Point Homes. All that good stuff.
This is just to call for the required public hearing in order to have a mobile home, even though it's temporary, outside of a mobile home park.
And this is standard procedure. Reminder, correct?
It is according to the ordinance because even though it is temporary,
Yeah.
it is outside of a mobile home park and people will actually reside in this mobile home. Yes.
For no longer than 6 months or a year? What's our ordinance say?
Well, that's temporary.
Okay.
So when you
The ordinance doesn't have a time.
Oh, okay.
You can set the timeline, normally you'd set it for no longer than a year.
Okay.
And just to help clarify, this is the voter trailer for Tri-Point Homes.
Yes.
This is part of the beginning process of their MUD creation. They have to have a resident living within the boundary of the district.
Right.
So this is the temporary residence for what will be their voters. This is included in their development agreement, y'all recently amended, to where the mobile home can stay on site for no longer than 12 months after the day that it's placed on site.
Great.
So the duration of it.
Remind me where this is located?
This is the property, not directly across the street, but between Mid-South and Napa. And it goes from 105 all the way up to Lone Star Parkway.
Okay, thank you.
Make a motion that we approve holding of the open meeting.
of the public hearing?
A public hearing? I
Okay.
second.
Okay, yes.
All right, so motion by Mr. Zerwitz and second by Ms. Fox that we call for a public hearing for May 27th, 2025 at 6 p.m. at City Hall. This motion is debatable and amendable, requires majority vote. It's open for discussion. All those in favor of approving and calling for the public meeting for May 27th, 2025 at 6 p.m. at City Hall, say aye. Aye. Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries, and we will have a public hearing for May 27th, 2025 at 6 p.m. at City Hall. Item number 11 on your agenda. Consideration of possible action on a resolution calling for a public hearing for June 10th, 2025 at 6 p.m. on an application to grant a special use permit for K. Hogan of Houston 2 LLC for a proposed temporary construction sales trailer on a vacant residential lot at 235 South Rosemary Lane, Montgomery, Texas.
So this is to call a public hearing required for a special use permit. The difference between this trailer and the trailer we had just talked about just before this is a special use permit because they're not residing in this trailer. It'll be a construction trailer or an office-like use that'll be located in a residentially zoned lot. And it is temporary, possibly for a year. We'll set a date, or actually, Planning and Zoning Commission had set an expiration date a year after, or 12 months after the installation at that location. So this will be the called public hearing for the special use permit.
Okay, thank you. Ms.
Do
Tilly?
they happen to mention, Tilly, why they're not using a home as an office, as a sales office?
This won't be a sales office. It was going to be a sales office, but apparently the home is going to be built before the approval of this special use permit for a sales office. So the model home will be used as a sales office, but this will be continued to be used as a construction trailer for their contractors that are on site.
Okay, so they're all going to have a home as a,
A construction trailer.
yes, okay, so it's just for construction, all right.
Yes, just for construction. It was going to be, again, used as a sales trailer also, but the model home will be built in time for the sales office to use the model home instead.
Anything to add, Catherine?
Just to be abundantly clear, this is in Hills of Time Creek, Section 5, and you might not recognize the road name because it's brand new, but it's in Hills 5. And a trailer like this is not uncommon for new subdivisions as they're getting started.
Well, but if they don't have all their homes built out and after a year, what's the situation then? They have to get a new permit or what?
So they would have two choices. They could either remove the trailer and continue to build the homes just without the use of a construction trailer, which could also be done. It's not ideal for the contractor and it does reduce their efficiency, or they could come back and ask for a renewal of the special use permit to finish off that contract time.
Okay.
Catherine, would we have to have another public hearing in order to extend it?
To renew the special use permit, I believe is my understanding, yes, you have to have another public hearing.
Yes, you would.
So you send out notices to property owners within so many feet of this property?
This is a publication in the Common Courier.
Only?
Yes, ma'am.
No letters go out to property owners?
Correct. The notification is the publication in the newspaper.
I make a motion that we accept item 11 as written.
Motion by Ms. Fox to accept item number 11 as written.
Second motion.
Second by Mr. Zukowitz. All those in favor of accepting item number 11 as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries, and we accept item number 11 as presented. Item number 12 on your agenda, consideration and possible action on a petition by Treaty Developers, LLC, for certain private property to be released from the city's extraterritorial jurisdiction.
I make a motion.
I want to know where it actually is.
This is on 149 South City. Just going, just due south. This is the property that, if you remember, if you drive down south on 149, it looks like they're going in with very small lots. They were informed that they are within the city's ETJ, and their intentions were not in line with city code. They are now requesting to be removed from the city's ETJ. So this is very similar to other requests that you've had. The reasons may be different, but the request itself is similar to what you have done recently. I'll defer to Alan on the recommended action to take in line with the recent Attorney General stance.
Well, I make a motion that we table this because I'd like to study it a little bit further.
Motion by Ms. Fox to table.
Actually, I recommend you take no action.
No action? Okay.
Right. According to the law, it becomes effective automatically 30 days.
So,
I make a motion that we take no action on this item.
okay, a motion by Ms. Fox to take no action on item number 12.
I second the motion.
Second by Mr. Zolowitz. This motion is debatable and amendable, requires majority vote. It's open for discussion. I do have a question. There's been a movement of dirt, and there is a waterway you can see from 149 that has been tempered, moved, whatever the word is. A lot of activity in there. If we remove it from the ETJ, does that hurt our ETJ to the north of it?
It does not change the rest of your ETJ.
But it does not, would the waterway, the water flow affect it if, I guess taking no action means no action, however, there's been a lot of movement over there and a lot of dirt turning, so if this impedes the property, impacts
If it affects the flow of water, beyond the property, either way, coming this way
Yeah.
or that way, then that's separately a violation of certain water code provisions that prohibit your changing the natural course of water.
Just wanted that on the record. Thank you. All right, all those in favor of taking no action on item number 12, say aye. Aye. Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it. The motion carries, and we will take no action on item number 12. Item 13 on your agenda. Consideration of possible action on a petition by Stephen Havens and Lisa Havens for certain private property to be released from the city's extraterritorial jurisdiction.
Very similar to item 12, this property is located along Spring Ranch Road. This borders the southern boundary of Redbird Meadows. They are requesting to be removed from the city's ETJ as well, and I believe the recommendation is the same action.
Same recommendation, no action.
Catherine, do we have any idea what they're planning on doing that's outside of our ordinances?
They are planning on doing small lot, single-family developments. They had approached the city for a pre-development meeting, and I believe knowing what the city's process would be, for they're faced with the choice of annexation or removal from the ETJ. They're choosing to be removed from the city's ETJ.
As per our attorney, I recommend we take no action.
I second that.
No action by Mr. Johnson, second by Ms. Fox. All those in favor of taking no action on item number 13, say aye. Aye. Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries, and we will take no action on item number 13. I do have a question for you. Is that the one of the tiny lot, or the 40-foot lots? Is that the word? Okay.
One of the same lots.
Yeah. Item 14 on your agenda, consideration and possible action on the Legacy Grove Section 1, WSD&P Plans Development Number 2409.
All right, so what is in front of you tonight are the final plans ready for approval for Section 1 of Legacy Grove. This subdivision was previously known as Heritage Grove. This is the truck point property that we just discussed for the voter trailer. Just again, between Mid-South and Napa, and it goes from 105 up to Lone Star Parkway. Section 1 is starting on Lone Star Parkway and coming south. Then Section 2 will come from 105. So they're starting from the north side. We have reviewed these plans, and they are in line with your ordinance and in terms of their development agreement. They did not receive any separate variances for this project, so they're in line with all of the applicable ordinances. One thing to note on here is that their drainage, their detention pond specifically, will be maintained privately, so that will not become property of the city. The storm sewer, the water, the sanitary, and the paving will ultimately be accepted by the city after construction is complete.
What will become, I'm sorry, the streets and the what will?
Water, sanitary,
Okay.
paving,
Okay.
and storm sewer.
Okay, but not the detention, okay. And then, so that detention pond is butting up against the BCS Capital, or Parkside Capital, I'm sorry, Parkside Capital, aren't they having, do they have two over there on that west side as well?
They do. So this property shares that property, part of the property line with Parkside Capital. So Legacy Grove is putting their detention pond on the east side along the creek, kind of in line with the creek, and taking up the area that is in the floodplain over there. On the other side of the property line is Parkside Capital.
Okay. So, as a Google map looks, it'll have 3 different detention ponds. One by this development and 2 by the other development. Is that correct?
Right, all right along.
Just making sure. Okay.
Yes.
Making sure I understand.
Make a motion that we accept agenda item number 14 as presented by engineering.
Motion by Mr. Johnson to accept item number 14 as presented.
I second.
Second by Ms. Fox. All those in favor of accepting item number 14 as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries, and we will accept item 14 as presented. Item number 15 on your agenda. Consideration of possible action on releasing the maintenance bond on the Buffalo Springs Signal Improvements Project.
All right, so this item is in front of you a little bit earlier than you may have originally expected this. This is to end the maintenance period and release the maintenance bond held for the signal at 105 and Buffalo Springs. So if you remember, this project was recently completed with the Home Depot development. We have been holding a maintenance bond with the contractor TrackTex, which is standard procedure on all of your projects. The difference with this project is that the signal was taken over in its entirety, ownership and maintenance by TxDOT. And we have been informed by TxDOT that they do not plan on calling the bond on our contractor TrackTex. They do not need that maintenance bond. They don't need a warranty period. They're not interested in it at all. So we are bringing this to you to return the maintenance bond to TrackTex and end the 1-year warranty period that's held between the city and TrackTex itself. There's no disadvantage to necessarily maintaining this, but there's no advantage to maintaining either. This does give TrackTex a little bit of bonding capacity back so that they can go and do other projects. We have no need for the bond anymore.
Make a motion that we accept the ending of the maintenance bond with the contractor in item 15.
Motion by Mr. Johnson.
Second motion.
Second by Ms. Lindley to end releasing the maintenance bond on the Buffalo Springs Signal Improvements Project. This motion is debatable and amendable. It requires majority vote. It's open for discussion. All those in favor of ending and releasing the maintenance bond on the Buffalo Springs Signal Improvements Project, say aye. Aye. Those opposed, say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries, and we will release the maintenance bond on the Buffalo Springs Signal Project. Item 16 on your agenda. Consideration of possible action on the Briarly PH 1B WSD&P Plans Development Number 2006.
All right, so very similar to the previous item that you had, this is a plan approval in front of you. So this is the second phase of Briarly, this is formerly known as Red Brook Meadows. This covers sections 4, 5, and 6 of their development. Phase 1A captured sections 1, 2, and 3. Construction of phase 1A is just about complete. We'll be having our final walk soon. But this is the next 3 sections in front of you for approval. We have reviewed these plans in accordance with the terms of their development agreement. Some of those did include variances for lot width and some building lines, some side yard setback variances that were granted. What is in front of you is in accordance with their development agreement. And so recommend approval. One thing that I do want to point out that wasn't explicitly mentioned in our letter, but just to make sure that we're all on the same page, part of that development agreement was allowing very short, select areas of 24-foot width pavement. Part of that is identified in this plan set on Houndstone Hollow and Cedar Trail, and only on a very small portion of Houndstone Hollow, not the entire width of the road. So just to point out that y'all are aware that is in here, but the rest of it is 28-foot pavement width.
So why does it go down to 24 there?
The developer had requested that for really the kind of the back end of all of their small streets.
Okay.
They serve a very small number of homes, and they had requested to go down to 24. So this is, at the time of the request, they had provided an exhibit of the phases that they knew so far and where the 24-foot portions would be, that was presented as well. So this is in line with that exhibit that they provided, so we have no objections to the plans as they sit in front of you.
It does constrain emergency vehicle access, though.
And that was something that was discussed when the variance was brought up. And I think, if I remember correctly, the consensus was that the portion of it was small, but that concern did come up.
Yeah, but isn't it small and then there's houses beyond it?
There are not houses beyond it. This is at the end of the street.
Okay.
So Houndstone Hollow itself is a loop, and coming from the point of entry, it goes kind of around. The 24-foot is only at the back of that loop. So it's 28 all the way around to a very small neck of 24 feet.
But is that loop a through loop?
It is through all the way around, so it's 28 this way, 28 the other way, and then 24 just at the back.
So that does constrain emergency vehicle access. Because you can't
no,
get through that.
it's a loop. The emergency vehicle can come either direction. It's like a loop with a flat, it's like a steering wheel in some.
It's on page 125.
Yeah.
So the plans that are in front of you may have some residual comments still shown on them. There should have been a clean copy emailed out to y'all earlier today. All of the plans, all the comments that are included in your packet have since been addressed.
Not a thoroughfare road,
It's
it's
in the packet.
It's constraining for sure.
But that, to me, that looks, it's really just a cul-de-sac, right?
Yes. So Cedar Trail is a cul-de-sac that has islands in it, and then Houndstone Hollow is part of the loop.
Is this going to, sorry. Is this going to complete their plans for all the property that they purchased?
This does not complete their plans.
Okay.
So
Because
this is
there was
only-
some section that they didn't purchase, that they have an option to buy, because this isn't the whole development.
I don't believe they'll be purchasing more property, so they purchased the entire 383 acres all at once, but this is just the next phase of the development, so that they'll have a phase 1A, phase 1B, section 7, so they switch from phases to sections after this, because remember, this is phase 1B is sections 4, 5, and 6. That's how they chose to group it. So then we'll have a section 7, 8, and 9, and then we'll be done.
And this was already approved on the development agreement?
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Well, I make a motion that we accept the approval of the water, sanitary, drainage, and paving plans explained in item number 16.
I second that.
Motion by Mr. Johnson, second by Ms. Fox, that we approve the Briarly PH1B WSD and P plans for development 2006 as presented. This motion is debatable, amendable, and requires a majority vote. It's open for discussion. All those in favor of accepting the Briarly PH1B WSD and P plans development number 2006, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay.
Nay.
The ayes have it, the motion carries, and we will accept the Briarly PH1B WSD and P plans number 2006 as presented. Council inquiry.
I'd like to announce that I am officially resigning from the Planning and Zoning Commission.
You don't want to be on both?
No.
Okay.
I just don't think it's appropriate to vote on something in Planning and Zoning and then coming here and voting on it again.
Okay.
Mayor, Council, you guys had asked for me to post for a discuss it at the next council meeting.
Would it be better if you send out an email so they can look at their, because I don't want to settle on another date and then it
I'll
gets,
send them out individually so that way I don't.
yeah,
have to-
perfect. Okay. I think that'd be probably the quickest way to get a response than us trying to figure it out tonight. Might make sense to have it on Monday night. I don't know. It's a lot of Monday night workshops. All right. Just as we had the Antiques Festival since last time we have been together, and it was extremely successful for the city. A lot of new faces, a lot of new people coming in, and great feedback. So good job to MEDC for approving Cameron Drummond to do that, and everybody wants to come back. So it's going to get bigger, better, and better every year. That's great. Also, I have a list here. I guess, I don't know if this is for council inquiry or for future agendas, but Montgomery Park would like to talk about funds and funding mechanisms and help financially with them. If we can get together even after this meeting or tomorrow or something and talk about that, I think that's going to be more of a, maybe an MEDC-led initiative. And I don't know if y'all are aware, but on 1097, I was doing some research where Summit Business Park is, across from the Shell station. That business park ends. There's some property there that's kind of got a panhandle and then it goes up. And right outside of that, Taylor Morrison, who's a developer here in the city on Munster Parkway, has purchased land from 1097 that wraps around, we're going to wrap around the north side of the ballpark. So another neighborhood coming this way. I haven't seen anything. Ms. Tilley, have you seen anything for them wanting any public services or water or anything? Okay. So I did hear that there was a mud being beginning, but that's, they probably won't need our help. But just in the event that they come, I thought that was interesting. So again, to our conversation today with TxDOT, lots of traffic coming on that little road that we don't have a whole lot of help with, that hopefully there'll be some mitigation coming. All right, and Mr. Cassidy, Bill Cassidy, a resident here, had written me again about the width of the roads in Montgomery County. It's at least 28 feet is the Montgomery County ordinance. Our city ordinance is 28 feet. I do know that our roads have been, the emergency services chief, I don't know if you did, but in other development agreements, we did have emergency services sign off on the development agreements. And I think that's you and Chief Edwards over at ESD. So with that, is that to assume that emergency vehicles can make it on that road, or should we consider making it larger? He did include a photo for our visual.
28 is good. A lot of times they start asking for variance to make it smaller, but 28 is fine.
Okay. With cars parked on the side, you're confident that's, okay. All right, those are my council inquiries. Anybody else? Sorry.
How do we keep up with rental B&Bs? I guess is what
They have to come and get a permit and apply, right, Ms. Tilly? Because I know that there was one that just asked me.
There's no actual permit.
Make it
We have
correct.
the requirement that they register through our, what do they call it? The tax collection to show that they.
Local gov.
Yeah, they're local go, yeah, so we can collect the hot taxes.
So if I'm a bed and breakfast and I call it that, we have an ordinance that tells you what you can and can't do for the bed and breakfast. But if I'm just short-term renting a room, I don't have anything, I don't have to do anything?
It's short-term renting a single-family dwelling.
We do
The whole thing, not just a room out of it.
Right. I don't know if we're tracking just a single room. We would have to go through a certificate of occupancy on a single room, especially if they lock that door. those single-room rentals can apply under that bed and breakfast rule, because
Okay.
a single-room rental, the homeowner is usually living there and they're renting out the single room,
Okay.
which would seem like or operate like a bed and breakfast.
Right.
But for a single room, and they're not renting the whole house, I don't know how we're tracking that other than if we go online and start checking on single room rentals. But it does affect their certificate of occupancy.
I thought at one point, Rick, didn't we pass an ordinance for short-term rentals? Was that more a B&B line? But I know we had talked about Airbnbs at one point, and I don't know if it's before you were here. I'm kind of thinking it might have been.
I know right now I give them a statement that states, here's my address, this is what I'm going to do at this home. I'm going to continue to operate it as a single-family dwelling. I give them the ordinance regarding our noise regulations. I give them the ordinance regarding rubbish and debris, keep maintaining the property, the parking requirements of a single-family dwelling, so that it stays as a single-family dwelling. It isn't to be rented for events, because, of course, that requires a different type of occupancy when it comes to just events. I do have them looking at a specific list of, here are the requirements, and then added at the bottom is the requirement to register for the hot taxes, and that's how we
Okay.
would regulate.
So when they do that, we don't capture any of those taxes? Or is it to say too that those taxes aren't being paid?
We are capturing those taxes as long as I'm able to hand them that document that states, here's the registration information for capturing that. But I guess if they don't,
Register, then we don't capture.
right, but there is a requirement with the state, and what is that, where they, Airbnbs, the big organizations, they have a caveat in their requirement in order to be with those big organizations to check with the state.
Right, so that's kind of our fail-safe in this particular instance. So when a homeowner or a short-term rental provider registers with a service like Airbnb or VRBO, those platforms are set up such that in the state of Texas, they have to collect and remit state taxes. They don't always know of every individual taxing entity, so that is something that's on our radar to let those, those short-term rental providers know that. But we do pull on a regular basis. Actually, Ms. Tilley and I just pulled about 2 weeks ago the information from the state comptroller that shows us all of the entities that have remitted hot tax to the state in the last couple of months and the last first quarter of 2025 to see if there's anything in our jurisdiction. We do not have anything extra in our jurisdiction that we should be collecting on. So we feel that's kind of, like I say, our fail-safe. If they are registered with one of those rental entities, they are required and do submit that state tax, and so they show up in that report, and that's how we would find them. That's how we would find them on the backside. Now, if it's something we know of, different story. Remember, though, short-term rental is anything less than 30 days. If it is 30 consecutive days or more, it falls outside of short-term rental.
So if they were, say that hypothetically that they just at random advertised it on Facebook, there's no way that you can track that, is there?
There is not, because they are not with a reputable rental.
Are you aware that we have some here in town like that?
I am not.
So should we get you addresses of known, Like I'm looking at one right here on Vobro. That's just a couple blocks away.
Yes.
So I would imagine, but on Vobro, it should be going through the state, so we should be collecting, correct?
Please send us that information.
But Facebook is still different.
Well, Facebook is different too, right, so how,
I don't know how you-
hard to capture?
So yeah, I think on the Facebook side, we might be looking at, something that falls under Ms. Tilly as far as the use of the property. But yeah, anything that you come across that you're aware of, send our way and we'll do some extra digging and see where things are at.
On parking, Ms. Tilly, do you remember for a single-family resident, how many parking places I'm allowed to have? Two. So if there's 10 vehicles,
We just have to be careful with that because
Okay.
as a single-family owner, you have to be able to treat it as a single-family residence. So if you have your family from out of town who happens to be visiting and they're staying over, you're going to have a few more vehicles.
true.
I can't tell them that they're not their family that's staying over for a short time. So all I can go with is if they tell me that this is family that's staying for a short time, then that's the way that I have to take it. Yes.
They're in the street, so you can call the police department.
Well, they can park in the street, so if it's unsafe, if there is a sign that says no parking on this side of the street or something like that, but otherwise, the street is public right of way. And I guess you can't call the police to have it investigated, to have them take a look at it.
When you can't get by, it's called,
There could be a
Too many-
violation for obstructing
Yes.
right of way. Yeah.
true.
If they're unable to get by.
Thank you.
I do have one more question. There's a new coffee shop supposed to be opening down here on Heritage 2. Have they put in their permits, or Rick, have you gone to do your CO?
Where is it at?
Between Bride and Bloom and Pine Hills, Highland Pine. Okay. Yep, I was asked to ask about that. Thanks.
But it's a gift shop right now.
No, there's a coffee shop next door.
Between the two.
My understanding is they've been waiting a year from the city to get permits. That doesn't sound right to me. So I just was
But
thought,
I thought the gift shop was opening the coffee shop.
right, but that's two different entities. And so there would still need to be permits or CO from Mr. Hannah. Correct? If they're opening a coffee shop next door, a different entity, they would still need to get a CO from you? All right, moving along to executive session, item number 17 on your agenda, closed session. City Council will meet in closed session pursuant to the provisions of Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code in accordance with the authority contained in A, Section 551074, personnel matters for the purpose of discussion and deliberations regarding the appointment, employment, evaluation and duties of city administrator, and B, Section 551.072, deliberations about real property for a potential sale of land. It is 6:59, and we will head into executive session. I encourage you all to come get some of Cheryl's birthday cake. You're welcome.
I was fixing to say, anything I can say when we all do this, like herding cats. So,
We're gonna eat it now, so you don't have to eat it with us.
who do I think for the cake?
See, everybody, everybody.
You're so lying.
Okay. Oh, let's see.
Yes.
You want to move the lid.
Happy with my pen.
All right, welcome back. We are back in open session. It is exactly 8:05. And item number 10, items to consider for placement, oh no, I'm sorry, any action from executive session, number 18.
I make a motion that we authorize the chief to make an offer from executive session tonight.
A motion by Ms. Fox to authorize the chief to make an offer per discussed in executive session.
Second.
Who's second? Stan, is that you? Okay. Second by Mr. Donaldson.
Can I have clarification? Is this going to be for item A or item B?
Item A, because, yes, for the city administrator position.
Thank you.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries, and we will authorize the chief to move forward with items discussed in executive session. All right. Nothing on B, so we will move to closing agenda, items to consider for placement on future agendas. None, if there's nothing, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
A motion by Ms. Langley, second by Ms. Fox, that we adjourn. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries. 8:07, we will adjourn. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.